Hello and welcome everyone to episode 2 of 5 Parsecs from Home. I am Luca from MiniWarGaming.com with great news. You all apparently loved it, so I am more than happy to bring more of it back to you guys. And a big thank you to Modiphius for sponsoring this content, allowing us to take the time to produce it for you guys, because it obviously, as you are all well aware, it deserves a little bit of time in the limelight. This is a fantastic system, which is used in many of their other products as well. They call it the 5X system. Think of it like a video game engine that is just a really good rule set that you can use to reskin to different settings and different needs. Their newest one is called Forgotten Ruins, based on the book series of the same name. Now, this one is quite a different setting from 5 Parsecs from Home. It's interesting. It's modern military squads in a fantastical setting. We're talking modern firearms, modern equipment, modern tactics, yet fighting orcs, goblins, zombies, and dragons. Quite literally putting the term, do you have enough ammunition for the enemy, into practice. Now, all the information for this will be in the description down below. It uses the same rule set as 5 Parsecs, so it does change up a few elements to obviously fit the needs that it requires. But it's the same concept of everything is just generated from start to finish, and you can have as much control over it as you want, or as little as you want. I think the cover does a good enough job of describing what you'd expect to find inside. You got crazy Dracula castle, and you got modern soldier man approaching it with the squad. Now, if you're interested in checking this out, again, in the description down below, that will redirect you to the website where you can check out the book, the details of it, and purchase it if you so desire. Again, miniature agnostic, kind of pick and use whatever you want. Now, before we get into our 5 Parsec game today, I do want to go over a little bit of a recap of what happened last game. In our last episode of 5 Parsecs from Home, we have Jimothy and Meredith escaping a space station because Meredith ran in with the wrong crew while working her job in law enforcement. She dropped all that, Jimothy dropped all that, and off adventuring they go, and really just to make a name for themselves, or just to try out a new life completely. So the first avenue they go is Jimothy had an old acquaintance from essentially school back in the day, and he works for a corporation, and luckily was able to offer Jimothy and his crew a simple job of exploring an old battlefield, as this planet is currently under the effects of a civil war, and just wanted to make sure the place was clear of any enemies or any mines or anything too dangerous. Unfortunately, we came across a para-religious group of zealots, and that did not go smoothly. There was a conflict. Luckily, Jimothy and the crew came out on top. They were able to actually clear out this little cultist band and report back the information to the patron, thus accomplishing the job and earning a few extra credits and war gear along the way, in addition to a new rival, because those cultists just didn't love that we kind of killed them and got in the way of whatever plans they're up to. So there's a chance that if I do not deal with them, they will be interfering with my plans in as so short time as even this campaign phase we're about to experience. So let's go ahead and start rolling some D100s.
We play and call it work.
Here they are, the stars of the show. Though I'm only going to have 4 crew for this game. You can always hire more crew as well. First couple of steps of the campaign phase, there's no invasion to worry about. Everything is fine on Karsa, no problem, other than the Civil War. But you know, that's internalized, that's no problem. And we're not going to be leaving Karsa either. We're going to stick it out. We're making a name for ourselves, and we're only just beginning. So that means we got to decide if we want to pay the debt on our ship or not. Jimothy likes his ship. It's a cool alien vessel. It's pretty unique. He doesn't want to lose it. We're going to pay some credits. As much as this game is great for escapism, it is always impossible to escape, well, taxes and finances, even in 5 Parsecs from Home. I also do have to pay for my crew. As long as I have 4 or more standing crew, up to 6, I got to pay credit to, like tiny things like groceries and just general mercenary bills if they're being paid. In this case, we're not really paying them for this journey, but we still have to feed them and general maintenance on the ship and stuff like that too. So that's 1 credit gone there. I'm gonna pay 4 credits towards my debt. So I'm gonna go from 9 to 4 credits because I'm paying 5 in total between ship crew and ship debt. I got my debt down to 19, though it will, well, 18, though it will increase up to 19 because I gotta, interest is a problem. I have the option of paying 4 credits per bot here to expedite the repair process on them and allow them to join me in the combat at the end of the campaign turn, but I think we're okay letting them just sit this one out. I want to store up my credits and we'll make it work with what I got. Now to send our active crew on tasks around the planet on Karsa. I know already that Legs here is going to, yeah, this is Legs, I think. It's hard to differentiate them. I think this is Legs. Legs is gonna go and try and repair some of the damaged items we found on the way back to, the place we're staying, essentially. We found a damaged power claw and a damaged dueling pistol. So I'm gonna have him go and try and repair the damaged power claw. And then I'm going to send our precursor friend, and I should note that I caught the comments that said I may or may not be using the wrong models to represent the wrong types of aliens and humans. I'm a little locked in, so forgive me. He's going to explore, and then Meredith over here in the back is also going to explore. I sent her last time to go and help Jimothy find a patron, but I think Jimothy's got it on his own this time. He is gonna go see if he can find work with our corporation. We might even get lucky and find a bit more. Those are all my campaign phase tasks I'm gonna do. Let's go ahead and resolve arms here, actually. Yeah, arms is gonna go ahead and repair that claw first. This is arms, not legs. Locked in, I just realized. It's easy and simple. I'm gonna roll a d6. I'm gonna add arms' savvy score, which is +2. And if I roll a 6 or more, I repair the item. If I roll a 1, it turns out the item is beyond repair and is essentially trash. I can add credits, or I can spend 1 credit for some spare parts to add to this roll, but we're gonna trust in his savvy score of 2 to make this work. So I need a 4 up on the die to repair the power claw. Oh my, if only I spent a credit, I could have fixed it. That's okay, we could try again later. It is not beyond repair. We're gonna be sending our precursor friend on an exploration on Karsa. We're gonna go ahead and roll a D100 for that. The yellow is the 10s. That is a 33, interesting. Yeah, we don't like that result. We're gonna go ahead and use one of our 5 story points, go down to 4. We're gonna re-roll that. We don't immediately want to be found by our rivals. We'd like to make money, please. We're gonna roll instead of 5, apparently. Okay, well, instead, he stumbled upon Jimothy's friend, and we're offered a patron job. Usually when you're offered a patron job, you're just offered from an existing patron. So he somehow stumbled upon that same corporation and got offered a job from that corporation. Let's see what Meredith rolls. All right, good to know, good to know. That is 65. Ooh, I think that's familiar. That's an information broker. Can buy some rumors. We're currently getting quest rumors here for 2 credits each. You know what, I'm gonna go for it. I'll go down a couple of credits, which will bring me to 2, I believe, 2 or 3, and I am going to get 2 more quest rumors. I don't actually know what these do yet, if I'm to be honest. We're gonna find out together. That'll put us at 2 credits left, and well, I guess 4 quest rumors is what we were at. Realizing that I kind of wanted to pursue that quest, I'm gonna change what Jimothy's gonna do. He's not gonna search a patron, even though our precursor friend found a patron job already. I wanted to pursue the quest this campaign phase, so we're gonna explore with Jimothy as well. There's no point in going for a patron if I had no plan of doing a job for him to begin with. 52 on exploration. I'm obsessed with the exploration chart, so I'll be rolling on that a lot in the campaign. Guess that's what I get for pushing my luck. Apparently, Jimothy has a gambling problem that no one was aware of. So we're gonna go ahead and lose an item on his persons or an item from our stash. I'm gonna go ahead and assume I can't give up damaged goods. That'll be worth nothing. The only thing that I'm willing to get rid of on Jimothy is his hazard suit. So he's gonna have to, he put up his hazard suit on one final hand and lost it all. It's a nasty habit. Drop it when you can. It'll hurt your friends and family. Looking at you, Zergalurgadurg. Now, because our precursor friend did find a job, it might actually last for a long time. So I'm going to roll up that job to see what the corporation has to offer, which means that Jimothy's finding a patron choice I made would have actually been relevant because I forgot you can store up your jobs. But I'm still happy with the gambling result there. It's quite funny. And let's go see what this corporation has to offer. Now, we've already determined the danger pay that this corporation is willing to offer. We just have to see how long this job will be available for. Rolling a 7. That is this campaign turn or the next one. So I can look at doing it then if the quest goes nowhere. Now we roll for the benefits, hazards, and conditions of this job. The benefits stay the same because it's the same patron we're working for, though the hazards and conditions can change. So the hazards are going to be on an 8 up. If we roll it, okay, there's going to be a hazard, and will there be a condition on a 5 up working for a corporation? The roll is different based on who you're working for. No condition, just a hazard. Awesome. Now the hazard is going to be a 10 on the table. Ooh, I'll be getting a private transport to this job location. That means the rivals will have no idea that I'm actually going on this mission. So I can go when I decide to go with no interference. So kind of a guaranteed chance of getting some money. I like that. And as a reminder, the benefit for working for this corporation is connections. If I am able to accomplish the mission, they will give me rumors. Now that's all fine and dandy to have that job available. I'd like to pursue it. I want to go for a quest. Unfortunately, before I could do that, I have to see if the rivals have different plans for me. So we are planning on following up on all the rumors that we acquired last campaign phase. But I have to roll a d6 here. And then if I roll equal to or under the amount of rivals I currently have, which is 1, so I only have a 1 in 6 chance of being waylaid, I have to go fight them instead. Now this won't screw up my quest. I can go and try to accomplish it whenever, but it will tick down the time on any jobs I currently have, meaning that I'll have to do the job next campaign phase or else risk losing it. So we're gonna go ahead and roll. We're 5, okay, we can go pursue our quest. I want to point out there are mechanics to prevent the rivals from interfering. It's one of the crew actions you can send them out to do, but I figured I'm not really aware that the cultists kind of have it out to get me, so until they intervene, then I will start dealing with them, I think is fair. As we make our way to this rumored quest location, I have to roll the conditions of the battlefield as we arrive, and I promise I'm going to remember to apply them this time. D100! 69. Nice. Well, whatever this is going to be, it's apparently a bitter struggle. We specifically roll on the quest column, which is the one on the most right here. Enemy morale will be at a +1, which I hate. I want them to run. There's going to be enemies and I want them to run, and that's not going to happen. Next thing is to roll for notable sites. I'm a little taken aback. I didn't roll for this last time. It's a little tucked away in there. I didn't notice it. Another D100 chart that I denied myself of rolling on is technically a crime in my books. I rolled a 95. I have found a potential curious item. I'm going to roll a d6 here on a 1 to 4. It's simply worth 1 credit, added to my stash. On a 5 or 6, it is an item from the loot table. This is going to be randomly scattered from the middle of the battlefield. And if I want to pick it up, obviously I have to divert my attention to it. It's going to be just a credit. And then we roll on the quest mission table to see what they're actually doing for the objective. We got a 3. All right, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. The objective is to search. So the battlefield will have several ruins because it's a civil war. And each one we have to search throughout it. Roll a d6 on a 5 or more. We found the item. And we might finish our quest. The quest being that there's rumors that there is an important item at this location. But if we search every location and do not find the item, it is not completed. And we can simply just drive off the enemies for a win. However, I can take the time to defeat all the enemies and then just search all the locations at once. So I don't have to scramble around while fighting, at least. I can wait till the end of the battle and the dust to settle. We have arrived at the rumored location where we might find this item of extreme value and kind of jumpstart our new lives on the planet of Karsa. So with search, well, actually, a couple things to note. I'm trying out a 3x3 table today. I played a 2x2 last time. It recommends anything in between the two. I wanted to see how it felt like. Much much larger area to work with here. I do want to go over some of the terrain elements I have here. The battle mat is the same one as last time, one of my favorites, but I'm playing on like a Civil War map or world where there's lots of conflict and ruins. I'm supposed to have ruins on the battlefield, so I figured this one will represent it kind of well. I do have a couple other variants I will use, but the terrain I'm using is the new Perdition set that we offer at MiniWarGaming. All the information is going to be in the link down below. In addition to all of the Modiphius rules and games that you would need. And then just some printable scenery crates, urban mat creators, and then a bunch of scatter from a million different companies. Some micro art studio stuff in the form of the sea cans over there. Otherwise, I'm supposed to mark every medium or large piece of terrain to note that that's where the item might be, and I can give up a game action to search it, roll a d6 on a 5-up. I find the item, I found what I'm here for, and I can just leave. That's it. I just like leave off the battlefield. So I put them all down and then I randomize where I start. So I end up randomizing this battlefield edge, which means the enemies are on the other battlefield edge. I'll go over what they are in a second. It's actually kind of unfortunate what I found, but it is what it is. Them's the rules. So this ruined building, there might be something to be found. This looted sea can, maybe they didn't find what they were looking for, or maybe they didn't find the particular thing of value that we know is valuable, but might just be a useless trinket to whoever looted it. This pile of junk inside of the ruin here, there is a large pile of junk to loot. That red marker represents the notable location. So this is like a credit there. So I can just spend a game action to loot that. The sea cans in the back might store it. And I think I just have those 5 to search. Again, if I don't hit a 5, it turns out the rumor was incorrect and I have to dig a little deeper. And I can just leave the battlefield in that case. Now, the enemy that I'm encountering here on the other side of our battlefield for today are converted infiltrators. So anyone who knows 5 parsecs from home will know that the converted are one of the aggressive alien species going around invading and conquering planets that are part of, well, the Federation. Of the good guys, we'll say. Now, converted infiltrators. So first of all, converted, for anyone who doesn't know, are like a horrific cybernetic race that just heavily modifies themselves to like a pretty spooky standard, like body horror kind of stuff, right? But cyborgs. Imagine the Borg from Star Trek, but a little bit more malicious looking. Now, the infiltrators are a little bit more creative. They actually capture and augment races that exist on the planet already and use them as sleeper agents or double agents even. In this case, we actually have a crew of a race that lives on this planet and just kind of mingles with everyone else. Except they are agents. I don't know they're agents. I don't know that at all. I just know that this is an aggressive band of, as far as I'm concerned, they're just bandits or marauders or anything of that degree. I randomized a bunch of them with scrap pistols. We have one specialist with a military rifle. And then we do have a lieutenant with a pistol and a shredder axe there. Kind of similar to last time. I only have 5 though, instead of the 8 I had to deal with last time. They're a little bit tougher because they're cyborgs, effectively. They're just like really well disguised ones. So they're tougher, they're toughness 4. They have a +0 combat. They are aggressive. And there is a chance for invasion. In addition, because they're cybernetic, or because of their cybernetics, they have a 6-up armor save built in. It just means that the converted have had their eyes on Karsa to begin with, and there's a chance that there will be a planetary invasion at some point, which means I gotta get the heck out of Dodge if that happens. But until then, I will live happily in ignorance and keep working for this corporation, or just following up on rumors. Also do want to point out that I did roll 6 for the enemies, but because I'm 2 crew members less than my campaign crew limit in this battle, I'm at 4 out of 6, I do remove one of the enemies. So I'm only fighting 5 instead of the 6 I rolled. I didn't show it on camera. I figured, the enemy generation is quite a bit of rolls. And I had to dig out the models and everything as well. So I figured I'd just keep that to myself. Now we roll to see if we can seize the initiative against the converted infiltrators. This rolls to determine if they're aware of our position or our approach. We're gonna roll 2d6 at our highest savvy skill, which might be Meredith, might be Legs. arms. But we'll find it. We got to roll a 10. And we're outnumbered, so we get +1 to this roll as well, as we're a little bit sneakier and, we don't have anyone stepping on twigs. I get a 5. That ain't going to get to 10 by any means. So the infiltrators are aware of our presence, so we won't get a free extra round for actions. We simply got to fight them honestly. One more thing I want to note about the condition of the battlefield. I rolled Bitter Struggle, which adds +1 to the enemy morale. Which I thought was a bad thing for me, but it actually makes their morale from 0 to 1. So there was no chance for them to run before, but apparently they were up to something before we arrived that's got them a little on edge, so there is a chance they actually will run away. So that was a good result for me. I gotta roll my reaction to see who gets to act in the quick step, who acts in the slow step. So again, I gotta roll d6, and the lower my roll, the better, because if I assign the die to a character with a reaction that is equal to or less than their characteristic, they get to act before the enemies, otherwise they act afterwards. I am going to put this on... It doesn't really matter who I put this on, because I want to go afterwards anyways. Most people's reaction characteristic is like 2, so I'm looking for 2 or less. They can get higher as the campaign progresses, but for now they're slow. We'll just put on Meredith for now. We'll scrap the rest and not worry about it too much. I want to react to the enemy in this case. And that's kind of it. We go to actions. Meredith will act first. She's simply going to move up to this point, I think. And we're going to use her combat action to search the barrels and everything here. Now, I don't really want this to work right away. But it did. Found the item immediately. Interesting. I like to live or die by the dice, but to give you guys a show, I'm gonna go kill those stupid aliens. Normally, if you're playing on your own, you could just have everyone go, oh, that's convenient, leave, 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 and then Meredith would leave as well, but I want to put on a little bit of a show. Plus, I set up this terrain to play the freaking game, so I'm gonna play the game. That'll be it for Meredith. We're gonna go ahead and activate our little enemy friends. I'll still at least get experience for scrapping with them and taking them out, and be able to loot some stuff too. So it's not like I'm giving up. I'm giving up quite a bit of gain if I just leave. So there's reason to stick around and fight them, but I technically have already won the scenario, so it's a great start. And I already kind of regret. The one downside to playing this game on my own on a large 6x4 table, putting the thing in the middle, is I got to run back and forth between the table sides a lot. Last time I played, I was like in a nice little tucked away corner, so it was a little bit more convenient. So I'll keep that in mind for next time. Now, all of these agents or infiltrators are equipped with scrap pistols. We only have the one military rifle for long range play, and they're all aggressive. So they're all going to dash and move 6 inches towards my position. So we're gonna just show you where they all end up, but they're generally gonna go, 3 are gonna go that way, and 2 are gonna end up running through the ruins here, I suspect. That's kind of it. We have the lieutenant going this way with the Ripper Axe, a couple of guys with scrap pistols, and just like the specialist and the other scrap pistol guy going that way. I guess I can remove these. These aren't really that important anymore. Still want that credit though. That's how I pay off my debt. I need that money. I get to act with these 3 before the first round ends. As a reminder for the equipment, we have a shotgun on Jimothy. Arms here has a colony rifle, just like an 18-inch range rifle, and I'm pretty sure the precursor friend has a military rifle. Meredith is the one with the infantry laser, so we gotta get her into the action soon. I'm gonna see if she can like stand at the window and hold down this position. That'd be kind of cool. Jimothy is a man of action. We're gonna dash him to that position. First of all, actually, Arms is gonna dash behind cover, and then the precursor is gonna move. He actually moves 6, because he is quite a bit faster. So he's gonna go out in the open here. He's actually gonna take a shot down that way. We'll take a shot at our friend there who does have cover and is very far away, so we know we need a 6 to hit him. Our precursor friend here only has a combat score of 0, so we need a 6 to hit the target. A 3 will not do it. That is the end of the round. Funny enough, because we won the scenario, the enemy might bottle or break or leave. They're not really committed to continue the fight. They may have been here searching beforehand. They may have been working their way over here to look for these items. They're probably here for the same reason we are in a lot of these mission scenarios. And they either catch wind that we found it and I roll a d6. Normally you roll 2d6, and if you roll any ones, the enemy decides not to commit to the battle. It's not worth their lives. They're not very disciplined. But they're aggressive enemies, so I only roll single d6 in this case. A 4, sorry. A 4. Look, they're sticking around for another round. I only roll this because I hit my win condition within seconds, because I'm so good at the game. So as we go to round 2, there's not much else to do for now. I roll my reactive dice. A 2. That's only my bot is a 2, I think. Our precursor friend's 2 as well. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, I'll activate him first. The other guys are too slow. So we're gonna be going through difficult terrain here with the crater, which is like a 2-to-1 for movement ratio. So he moves 6. So he'd move 1, and then he can move 2.5 inches into the crater, but he'll at least have cover as he's kind of crawling through it. Just trudging through the crater. Hopefully it protects him, and he is going to take a shot with his military rifle at the same target. Same modifier. I need a 6 to hit. Nope. Enemies get to go. This guy's scrap pistol. Scrap pistol's only 9-inch range, so we're gonna have him move up towards the precursor, but can't do any attacks. Moving to these guys, the lieutenant doesn't actually see anyone, so he's gonna move 3, dashing towards us. This guy's gonna dash through the crater over to here. He'll get some sight to them, but he's got a scrap pistol. Actually, you know what? That doesn't make much sense. We'll go dash this direction instead. He's got a scrap pistol. And then he'll get to there. This guy will do the same thing, dash to there. And then the final guy to activate will be the military rifle guy. Aggressive enemies always move at least half their movement and take a shot at the enemy. Now he's gonna move over to the side a little bit so his buddy's not in the line of sight. We're gonna take a shot at the precursor. And we're gonna hope for the best. Oh no, our precursor's hit. Definitely has cover, but there's not gonna help him being hit on a 6. So the damage of the military rifle is, I gotta double check actually, but here's my roll. That sounds like it's gonna exceed the toughness of 2 on the precursor. As he approaches, guns a-blazing, he takes a round and goes down, and we will see what happens to him later. Now, if the battle ever looks a little dicey, I'll probably voluntarily leave. But we'll see how far Jimothy and Meredith can take this. I always trust in arms as well, I guess. But for now, we're going to go ahead. Actually, we're going to activate Meredith. She's going to move to here and pull out her infantry laser and take a shot out that window at the lieutenant. Give you a better idea of the shot. Bang. Bang, bang, bang. They all have cover, but you can see them, and they're kind of far away. Meredith does have a combat of +1, so on a 5 we hit. Ooh, that's a miss. Moving on to arms. We're gonna take a shot with this colony rifle into that approaching infiltrator. No, 3's gonna miss as well. At least finding the item right away gives me like a nice defensive position. I can just gun from this building and just kill the enemies as they approach. Jimothy will be next. I don't know if I want him going in there guns a-blazing, but I think I might anyways. The idea of ripping around the corner with a shotgun against unsuspecting foes is too good to pass up. So we're gonna take a shot with the shotgun with Jimothy here. Its effective range is a foot, so we got him within 12 inches. We have a couple shots here. Now he's gonna be over 6 and behind cover, so we need 6s to hit. Well, 5s, because I think Jimothy has combat, but again, we roll 3 too, so it's not gonna help us out. And that'll be the end of the second round. As you have watched the previous game, at the end of round 2 and 4, a random battle event is gonna happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll a couple of D10s here, and it's gonna be 2. All right. Well, these converted infiltrators are gonna have renewed efforts. After they all activate, I will randomly select one of them to take an extra move and an extra combat action. Ooh. That is for the rest of the battle as well. They are a little bit more full of zeal, but there's a chance they simply run away, as I have found the item they were looking for. Oh, close. There we go. Still fighting. Go ahead and roll for my reactions. I want low rolls. A 2. Huh. Again, I think I'm only getting that. Well, I mean, I guess I get to act before the enemy, so that's still not bad. We're going to just go ahead with arms. He's in a great spot. He's going to take a shot at that converted infiltrator. He's got combat +1, so we need a 5, and he's standing still, so he'll be aiming. Get to reroll 1s when you aim. I still missed. Good job, arms. Then it is pain time for me. It's a tough call, actually, where that guy goes, because he wants to go for Jimothy. So he's gonna go ahead and move over to here and climb up the barrels and take a shot with his scrap pistol. Poor Jimothy. Let's see if it hurts him. I think we're tough. Oh, we're probably tough 3. That is going to wound and take out Jimothy, but he is our ship captain. He's our main character. He has 2 luck points. He started with 1, and last game, he actually gained an extra luck point for the post-game sequence here. So we're gonna go ahead and go 3 inches that way, tuck and roll. So we actually got lucky. We used one of our 2 luck points. They're effectively wounds for certain characters, and I reposition over there as I dodged out of the way of the roll. So I dodged out of the way with a roll, so the round didn't hit him. Tucked and rolled over there. He's safe. There's a scary shot with a scrap pistol. I just goes to show you everything's deadly. This one's gonna move up his 2 and take a shot at arms again with his military rifle. Took out the precursor. He misses arms though. This lieutenant with the handgun is gonna move up here and take a shot at Meredith. Not within 6, and there's cover, so 6 is to hit, but he does have combat score, so we still miss. Now the other ones are gonna do the same thing. We gotta actually move 4 to get in range and line of sight to shoot at Meredith there, behind the window. Nope. Because she's got a good combat score, as aggressive enemies, they're not willing to engage her in a brawl. It's a little bit more dangerous. Now this model can't quite get in range to attack, so he'll have to dash up that way. We're pretty much, I think, just stuck in a gunfight. These 3 from behind cover, Meredith from behind the window, until she's saved by essentially arms or Jimothy. That was the last enemy to activate. Now I have to roll for renewed efforts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be the random figure that acts again. So 1. Sorry, I'm rolling a d5. That guy will act again. He's just gonna sit there, aim, and shoot at Meredith. So rerolling 1s, 6 is to hit. And then we get to go back to Jimothy. Well, he only rolled a 3, so he's gonna move back to where he was and take a couple of shots at that guy that almost took him out. Again, out of range, in cover. We missed. Good old Jimothy. Did better last time. And then we come to Meredith, who's gonna take a shot at the lieutenant right there, because the lieutenant, I forgot the lieutenant's the same combat level as Meredith, so he will aggressively leave cover and try to enter a brawl with her or arms here. This is Meredith shooting him, needing a 5 to hit. That is the end of round 3. We have to see if these converted infiltrators stick around. Oh, okay, there it is. They leave. I think that's kind of it. I'm a little disappointed, not only because I didn't get the experience I wanted, but I was kind of in a bad position. Anyways, I'm down to luck on Jimothy. I lost the precursor. They're pushing up on Meredith's position. I'm not really making any headway on them. I'm not really able to hit them. So, I mean, they run. That's the rules. They got to go away, I think. I'll double check that to make sure. But I think I win the field. I think they decide, you know what? Simultaneously, I'll turn around and leave. Maybe they realized that Meredith found what they wanted and it wasn't worth the fight. They were trying to keep a low profile because there is, like, you know, planetary invasion stuff they have to consider. They don't want to bring too much heat to the table. Though not entirely bad, it just means we get to the post-game sequence a little bit faster, and I get to see what this invasion threat result is. Now, they're all gonna leave. I'm gonna assume, because I hold the field, I'm just gonna be able to search, you know, I'd probably search the battlefield. I think I do that in the post-game sequence. I'm gonna steal this credit. I'm gonna loot this area, find something of value there, and it might just be literal actual money, but whatever I find, I sell for 1 credit. So our little converted infiltrators weren't really here to get into a combat to begin with. They were here to search for something like I was, and they decide they do not want to actually fight. They were equipped with weapons, but more of a means to an end, I suppose. If they had the way out, they took it. Again, I rolled a 5 up right away to find the item, and I rolled a 1 for them to run away. So them's the rules. But I do like mechanics like that. It does remind me of old skirmish games like Necromunda. Like I like it when the battle suddenly ends. Like there's no determined end. It's all random, and you have very little control over. So it's like a sudden reprieve. It's like, oh, thank God. Like I could have been in such a worse spot. I actually felt like the pressure was kind of on from them. So I'm very happy they decided to leave instead. Well, let's spin up the post-game sequence here and go through it like we did last time. Get some experience, get some loot, advance, and figure out how the story develops. Did you guys know that there's 14 steps to 5 parsecs from home? 14 post-battle activities. Luckily, you skip. You don't do all of them. You only do the relevant ones, but they're very clear as to which ones are. Now we check to see if these converted infiltrators are our rivals. Luckily, we can skip that. Any invasion threat enemies or roving threat enemies will never become rivals because they have bigger things to worry about. Or are simply just creatures and can't consider what a rival would actually be, you know. Now we get to determine the progress of our quest. And we actually get a modifier +1 for each quest rumor we accumulated while on the quest. So building up all those quest rumors is kind of worth it. We're at +4 currently. The way this is going to work is I roll a d6, adding 4 to it. If I roll a modified 1, 2, or 3, which is impossible, luckily, the lowest I can roll is a 5. The quest will be a dead end, and I have to keep working on it. On a modified 4, 5, or 6, you are 1 step closer, and you gain a quest rumor. On a 7 or higher, you have found the next step and the end of the quest. So you will have to do one more finale mission to finish the quest off. So I simply need to roll a 3 up on this d6. Oh, fine. I got a 5. I got a quest point. I'm at 5. That just means the next time it'll be on a 2 up. Surely I won't roll another 1. Now, because I rolled a 4, 5, or 6 without rolling a 7, I have to roll a further die. On an unmodified 5 up, thank you, bad things are gonna happen. The rumors I acquired from this mission means that the quest needs to be pursued on another planet. Luckily, the quest can still be pursued on Karsa. Now, luckily with quests, there is no time limit. They will always wait for you. I probably should pursue more patron jobs though, because I could use the dosh. I need that money, space credits. Now, luckily, you always get paid a little bit of money, even for quest missions. It's like getting paid is either being paid by the corporation or whatever you find on the battlefield, whatever additional things you're able to salvage. So I'm gonna roll a d6 and get that much money. Oh, woohoo! +1 because of the credit in the middle of the board. So that's gonna bring me up to 8 from 2. So in addition to getting paid, the next step is to loot the battlefield for random finds, a D100, a glorious table. Freaking, I love rolling like 0, like the 10s are awesome. I got a 9. I don't know why, something about that feels fun. Boo, weapons. Only get to keep this result if there was a slain enemy model. So punished for the infiltrators running away and abandoning the field of battle. That's okay. I could technically re-roll this with a story point, but I don't think it's worth it. I'm just gonna hold on to my story points. Now I have to check for invasion because the enemies I fought had the invasion threat keyword. Like I said, the converted have their eyes on Karsa II, and now we have to see if they're ready to bring those plans to fruition. I roll 2d6, and if I roll a 9, modified by these results, the invasion will commence. Now, because I held the field, I actually kind of thwarted their plans a little bit and delayed the invasion by a -1 modifier. So I need a 10 on the dice. Well, I want anything under a 10 on the dice so I can keep playing on Karsa II. Because if there's an invasion, you just leave. You just gotta go. What are you gonna do? What am I gonna do against a planetary invasion? All right, just making sure the modifiers are right. Okay, not even close to it. Now I get to roll on the loot table. This represents additional finds on the battlefield or any small encounters or circumstances on the way back from the mission. I will roll first to see what I'm rolling on. Boop, boop, boop. That was 56. Sorry, let me correct that. There you are. That is some form of gear. So I roll on the gear sub table, which is gonna be 23. Which then takes me to the D100 gun sights table because I found a gun sight. I love this game. Here we go. Another one. Yes, 33. Now, that's a quality sight that has to be attached to a non-melee weapon, so a ranged weapon. That's a non-single shot weapon. So it's got to have multiple shots. The only eligible one are shotguns. I'm going to give, well, that I have it currently. I can maybe get more weapons with more shots later, but for now, I'm going to attach that quality sight to Jimothy's gun. Well, I suppose I get to pick every mission. It's probably going to go on Jimothy's gun for now. And now we check for injury and permanent damage on bots. I'm going to roll for our precursor friend here. I do realize now that this is a soulless model from the game, but we're just going to imagine this is what precursors look like in my version of 5 Parsecs from home. You better believe it's a D100 roll. I want to roll low, I think. I can't remember. Or high is good. 93 anyways. You know, I'm happy with 93. That's a knockout. I was just 3 away from getting the School of Hard Knocks though and getting some free experience. But he was just simply shot, hit his head when he went down, woke up momentarily after the battle and is able to, act fine in next campaign phase. And also to note, I'll get Percival and Legs back as well, so I'll have a full roster next campaign turn. Well, now for experience gains, we won and survived, which is going to be 3 experience per member here, other than the bot. Arms there cannot gain experience. Again, you have to spend credits in place of experience to buy upgrades to the bots that would represent those upgrades. Now, there's not going to be any other experience gain here because I just didn't kill anyone or complete a quest or anything. I just kind of showed up and got 3. But Jimothy had 5 experience. I brought him to 8. I'm going to spend 6 out of the 8 to increase his toughness. So it would be toughness 4. And then I'm going to go for... kind of want Jimothy and Meredith to stick around a little bit. That's going to bring Meredith up to 6 experience. I'm going to dump all 6 into toughness as well. They're both going to be toughness 4 for next game. And she'll have 0 experience. Precursor Friend is going to go up to 6 experience as well. And as you've seen on the chart, I kind of want 7 or 10 for his upgrades, I think. I want to give him more combat or a luck point. If I had to pick right now, that's what I want to shoot for. He's already toughness 2, so investing in his toughness is kind of expensive for... I mean, it's technically the same gain as Meredith and Jimothy, but I want to try and skew into different things. And if he's already kind of soft, I might as well just make him more of a glass cannon, maybe. Now, the next step is advanced training for any of my 6 crew members, including Percival and Legs. Might as well bring them all into the equation here. They're quite expensive. I spend a credit, I enroll them into a course to see if they can qualify for it on a 4 or more. They do. So I spend a credit, roll 2 to 6, get a 4 up, and then I choose the course I want them to go for. And they cost anywhere from 10 credits or experience up to 20. And I just don't have the cost right now. I only have 8 credits and not enough built up experience. Bots can have a program installed in them that would teach them how to do whatever the training is, but they have to pay it in credits exclusively. So maybe a couple more jobs. I gotta find a better patron that pays more hazard pay, because currently the corporation only offers 1. That's something to work on next one, I think. I'm going to work on getting a more lucrative patron while this invasion ramps up on Karsa II, I guess. But anyways, the advanced training can help you in a lot of ways, like pilot training. You can maneuver your starship better as you're traveling from planet to planet. You can have a dock, which helps with the sick bay and re-rolling on the chart, things like that. Very critical jobs to have someone perform. I simply am too broke to afford it. I have a ship I have to finance. And I got jobs I gotta do. The next step is purchasing items, as I'm back in town now and I can go around shopping. Another option, you can trade before and after, but when you're after a campaign mission, you get to kind of pick and choose what table you want to roll on. Again, 3 credits to do each roll. I only have 8. I want to store them up because I think I want to buy some training after the next mission. Step 12 of 14, roll on the campaign event table. Okay, 9. Woo! Okay, it seems the life support systems on our ship are failing. The parts are old and need to be replaced. The ship obviously cannot fly through the void without a life support system. So I gotta fork up the credits to pay for it. It costs D6 credits to repair it. This would be nice to have an engineer. I do not have an engineer. I have 8 credits. I have 2 credits. I debated on re-rolling that with the story point, but I figured, if I get like 1, 2, or 3 credits, it's not too bad. I got 6. I'm broke again. Life in space is hard as a mercenary. They don't tell you stuff like this at home when you think, oh, I got all glittery eyes. I'm gonna go into the void and explore and get paid to do cool things like fight aliens and defend the planet. And no, they don't tell you about your life support system failing and taxes and stuff. God, space taxes. Get to roll for a random character event now on step 13. It can't be the bots though, so it's 1, 2, 3. The precursors actually get to roll twice and pick which one they want. It's gonna be Jimothy again. Pretty sure Jimothy got it last time as well. It's gonna be 66. No! I'm gonna re-roll that with a story point. He was working on the ship trying to repair the life support systems, and he got friggin' hurt, and he has to chill in the sick bay for a campaign phase. I love Jimothy. I want to keep Jimothy around. So we're going to instead use a story point. We're going to go down to 3 and re-roll this result and not get 66 again. 29! This couldn't be any more perfect for these friggin' circumstances. All right, so Jimothy is starting to doubt his ambitions at exploring deeper void in this entire mercenary life. He's kind of doubting running away with his sister Meredith here, so he's kind of brooding in his chambers, I guess. And I have to re-roll on the motivation table. If I get the same result, after a night of deep pondering, I gain a story point as I'm reassured in my motivation. Otherwise, his motivation changes completely. His previous motivation was a sense of glory, so let's see what he gets now. We're gonna get 4. Yay, I love these. It would seem wealth is Jimothy's new driving force in this campaign. All the more reason to find a more lucrative patron, more dangerous jobs to work for. That's it. After a night of deep thinking, he has resolved that glory is a fool's goal, and he simply needs to find more dangerous and better paying work. Now, when you change your motivation, you don't gain any of the items or resources, including credits associated with it, I assume. Well, that's what it says. And I don't get any characteristic increases. Had I gained any characteristic increases, his experience would have gone up instead. It doesn't say I lose my previous ones from glory, so I assume I keep those. I just have a new motivation for him to follow. And, a direction to go in this campaign. The 14th step here is to check for galactic war progress. As you play 5 Parsecs from home, planets get invaded by the converted faction. It might be other aliens as well, but for now I only think converted invade until I come across something else. And you have to determine if the Unity forces, who you live within the Unity's sphere, then they either win and you can visit the planet again as it is under Unity control, or the Unity has lost the planet to the controlled the converted, and you can no longer go back there. We don't have to resolve that because currently there are no invasions in progress in my campaign, at least. I'm sure yours at home have many. That is going to conclude our episode of 5 Parsecs from home today. Lost a lot of credits, gained a lot of experience, and we have new motivations for Jimothy and a full crew to play with next time. Don't forget to leave some feedback down below. I read it all last time and it really emboldened me to want to keep on going. Of course, I had a blast playing this and recording this, and I'm thrilled that you guys enjoyed watching it as well. I was a little worried, I was a little hesitant. You never know with this kind of game, but you guys were enthralled, and hopefully you will continue with that kind of motivation going forward with the videos, because I will be glad to keep producing them if you're interested in watching them. And don't forget, if you're interested in 5 Parsecs or anything Modiphius offers, including their 5 Leagues from the Borderlands, which is another setting using the 5X rule set, or simply their newest one, Forgotten Ruins, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, all of that information is going to be down in the description. The Modiphius website, that is where you're going to go, and you can get the rulebook there. And hopefully, watching me play this on my own gives you the motivation to try it out yourself. You simply just need a collection of models you love. You need like a tiny area to play on, enough terrain to make it work, and the rule book. And that's it. That's all. Happy wargaming, everybody.